Today we'll see a concept called structures with functions. Okay, so we know that a structure is a collection of different elements under a single name. We know that a function is a collection of a number of statements that will perform a task when you call it. So when we need these functions, if we want to perform any task, okay, so one function can call another function for doing that task. Okay, so that function will perform the task and send the results to this calling function. Okay, so then how you combine this structure and functions concept? Okay, so you can combine this structure and functions concept in C. Okay, so for example, okay, so if there is a structure in main method or main function, okay, so if I want to send my structure to a function, so I can use these structures along with the functions. That means I will send a structure variable as a parameter to a function. So the function will receive that structure variable and that it can perform various operations. Okay, for simplicity, so I'll show you a small program wherein my main function will call a function, okay, and send a structure variable as a parameter to that function. That function will print all the values in that structure. Okay, so I want to show you that you can access structures as a parameters in your function. Okay, so I will show you a small example on this. Okay, so here you can see that my function fun is having a structure variable that is s2 as a parameter. So I can access all the values by using these notations. So that is if I want to use this name percentage as father name, percentage as roll number, percentage name. So here I have to write it as a s2 dot name, comma, s2 dot father name, comma, s2 dot roll number. Okay, so this is how I can access the values of my variable that is s2. Okay, so coming to the main function. Okay, so here in main I am declaring struct student s1 is equals to, okay, so here I will give the data. So Seenu Prabhakar, okay, and there is a roll number that is the 708. Okay, so this is, in this way you can give the values to the s1. So here what I do is I will call the function fun and I'll pass this s1 as a parameter to the function. Okay, so there is no need to do some other things. Okay, so here you can see that here I have declared a structure of type student where I have got three members. One is a name, another one is a father name, and third one is a roll number. Okay, so here I am having a function called fun here. So there is no return value, so I have declared a return type as a void type. But the parameter is there, one parameter. That parameter is a structure type of parameter. So struct student s2. So here what I am doing is I am printing the name, father name, and roll number of s2. Okay. So when how this s2 will get the values? S2 will get the values from s1. So in main method, main function, what we have done here is s1 is equals to my name, my father name, and roll number, and I called the function fun and I passed s1 as the parameter. So this is the function call. So this is the function call. So this will send the values of s1 to s2. So all the values in s1 are copied into s2. Okay. So why that is happening here is we are using a method called parameter passing method called call by value or pass by value. Here all the values of the actual parameter s1 are copied into the formal parameter s2. So whatever the values in s1 will be copied to s2. Okay, so I'll show a small diagram for this. So in the memory for s1 there is a name. So name. So in the name I have stored my name here. Okay. So /0, so this will be up to 20. So index values are from 0 to 19, and there will be f name here. Okay, so here also there are 20 bytes are allocated for me. So where my father name is get stored like this, Prabhakar. Okay, and there is a roll number. Okay, so that is a 708. Okay friends, so this is a, what is this? This is the memory occupied or allocated for s1. So what we are doing in the function is fun. So there is a s2. Okay, so in the s2 is also, that is of a struct student type. That means there will be name here, and there will be f name here, and there will be roll number here. Okay, so there will be roll number here. So when you pass this s1 to s2, what happens? Whatever the contents in name will be copied into name of s2. So here you will get this my name, so that is a Seenu. Okay, so whatever the contents of f name will be copied here, so that is a Prabhakar. Okay, similarly, whatever the contents of row number are copied here, that is a 708. So that means whatever the contents in S1 are copied into the S2, and you are printing those things. Okay. So this is a concept of a simple how to use this structure to a function as a parameter. This is how you can relate the structures with the functions concept, friends. Hi friends, so this is a program for the concept of structures with functions. Okay, so in this particular program, so what we have done is, so we have taken a structure, a student. Okay, this has got a three fields. One is a name, another one is a father name, and third one is a roll number. Okay, so we have used a function called fun. Okay, so this is user defined function. The return type of the function is void because we don't want to return anything, but this function will take a structure kind of a variable. So it is having one parameter, that is struct student s2. Okay, so here the idea is we want to pass a structure variable from main function to the function fun. Okay, so in main function, so what we have done here is we have declared a structure variable s1, and it is initialized to three values. So one is a Seenu, and another one is a Prabhakar, and third one is a roll number. Okay, so then we call the function f1. Okay, the function f1 will pass the structure variable s1 to the structure variable in the fun function, that is s2. Okay, so here the method that we are following is a call by value. That means whatever the values that are in the structure variable s1 will automatically copied into the s2. That means the name of s1 is copied into name of s2, f name of s1 copied into f name of s2, roll number of s1 copied into roll number of s2. Okay, so this is the logic that we are going to use in this particular program. The fun function is called, so the control transfers from main function into the fun function. So whatever the values that are in the s1 will be copied into s2. Okay, so what is the duty of the fun function is it will display all the values, that is name, father name, and roll number, which are copied into the s2, that should be displayed on the screen. Okay, now we'll see the output. Okay, we'll execute the program, we'll see the output. Okay, so clearly you can see that name, father name, and roll number are displayed on the screen. Okay, so this is the one kind of a easy program, friends. So here what we have done is we have initialized all the values to the s1. Okay, now what I am going to do is, so we want to read the values from the keyboard. Okay, so we'll use the printf and scanf functions to read the name, father name, and roll number from the screen. Okay, so here we are printing that, so enter name, father name, and roll number. Okay, then we use a scanf function. Okay, so in scanf function, so what we have to use is we have to use three kinds of format specifiers. One is percentages, another one is a percentages, and another one is a percentage d. Okay, the percentage ss are for the reading the strings, percentage d is to read the integer value, that is a roll number. Okay, so the first one is s1 dot name, second one is s1 dot f name, and third one is an integer value, so we have to use an ampersand symbol, so ampersand s1 dot roll number. Okay, so with these two predefined functions, we can read the values from the keyboard. Okay, so we'll execute this program. Okay, then we check what happens. Okay, so it is asking me for the name, father name, and roll number. So I'm entering name, a father name, then roll number. Okay, so when I press enter, it displays those values that whatever I have given on the command prompt. Okay, so that is the name, father name and roll number. Okay, so now I want to show you another kind of a relation between a structure and function. Okay, so in this particular concept, so what I want to tell you is so I want to create a function fun, okay, which returns a structure kind of a variable, okay, and it doesn't take any value. So the return type of the fun function will be struct student type, and there is no need of a parameter. So we can use that void, okay, as a parameter. Okay, so what we do here is we want to read the values from the keyboard. So in fun function, so we are asking to enter the name, f name and roll number. So we are using that so printf function. So for that I have to declare a structure variable struct student s2 inside a fun function. Okay, then a printf function is changed to enter the name, father name and roll number. Then we will write a scanf function. Okay, so similar to the previous program. Okay, so let me change this printf particular function. Okay, then so removing all these things. Okay, then we'll go to the scanf function. Okay, so in scanf function, so what we have to do is we need to use these three format specifiers. For reading the strings we use 2% format specifiers. For reading an integer value we have to use a %d. Okay, so here it is a percentage d. Then so we want to read the values into the s2 variable now. Okay, so here the source variable is a s2 variable. So s2 dot name, s2 dot f name, and we need to read the integer value, so we will take it as a ampersand of s2 dot roll number. Okay, so here the logic is we want to return these values to the structure variable in the main function. Okay, so we have to write here is a return s2. Okay, so return s2 will return whatever the values that you have entered, that is name, father name and roll number, which are copied into s2 to the function who will call this particular fun function. Okay, so in main function, so what we will do is so we remove those printf and scanf statements. Okay, so we have already declared a struct student type of variable s1. Okay, so here we will call the fun function with no parameters because there is no parameters, but that fun function is returning a value, so you have to initialize your function call to s1. Okay, so s1 is equals to fun, so no parameters, so that is a 1. Okay, then so we have to check whether that particular s1 has received the name, father name and roll number from the fun function or not. So for that so we'll use the printf function to display our name, a father name and roll number. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so here we are printing s1 dot name, s1 dot father name, s1 dot roll number. Okay, so this particular structure variable s1 has got the values from the structure variable s2 from the function fun. Okay, so this is a one kind of a function, friends, so wherein we have read the get the values from the function fun into the main function. Okay, so this means a function can return a structure variable. Okay, so that is the logic that we want to show here. Okay, so whatever the values that we pass from the command prompt, so that will be copied into s2. Those values are returned to the structure variable in the main function. Okay, friends, so now we'll see this program to execute. Okay, so when you're executing this program, so it is asking me for the name, father name and roll number. Okay, so this has come from the function fun. Okay, so here we're entering the values, so Rama, Dashrad, then roll number 508. So here you can see that all the values that Rama and form Dashrad 508, all the values are get printed on the screen. Okay, so this is it, friends. So this is the relation between the structures and functions concept. So what we have here seen is you can use the structures as a parameter to the function, or a function can return a structure to another function. Okay, so this is a relation between structures and functions, friends.